everybody, welcome to the channel. If you're new here, thank you so much for checking out my channel. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't yet. And let's just get right to it. I'm sure you see these giant, beautiful red rocks here and wondering, I thought this video was about Hawaii. It definitely is, but this is where I am currently, Sedona, Arizona. I just got back a few days ago and I am completely overwhelmed at the difference. Obviously, it's a lot colder here, as you can see from my beanie and jacket, but also it's just completely dry and desert. And I just got back from a beautiful, beautiful, luscious green oasis that you're going to see right now.
Hello everyone, welcome to my new home for the off season. Sorry about the wind, it's very windy here in Hawaii, but it makes up for it because it's like 90 degrees in the winter time. So we're in cottage number 3. And as soon as you open the front door, you have a fridge, toaster oven, sink, this old school burner stove, my living room and bedroom. It still has 2 giant windows, and since they're on opposite sides of the room, when they're open, it just creates like a ventilation, which is awesome. And then there's my bed, and then I got this little breakfast nook and a cute little chair, and that's pretty much it. I have a little hanging rack right here for my one sweater that I brought and some hats and towels, and that's all she wrote for the room.
So as you can see, the place I was staying was quite small, but that's kind of all I needed. I live in a van, so I'm used to small spaces, and being on unfamiliar land that I wanted to explore, it felt really good to have a small space because then I was encouraged to go outside. Another benefit of this cottage was the land that it was on. The owner had 10 acres that we were free to roam as we wished, and she had cows and goats and a sun deck that I did disc golf strong on. If you guys haven't seen that video, I'll put the link below. And also I put out a basket on the side of the yard, and she even had her own private waterfall. Come check that out with me.
All right, so this is my secret little personal waterfall that's on the property I'm staying on. And apparently this is a natural rock water slide.
Other benefits of this place was clearly just the views. It overlooked the ocean, and I saw so many incredible sunrises and sunsets and lots of rainbows as well. Another huge reason I wanted to go on a vacation like this was because I'm so used to moving so fast, and being in a van and traveling year-round, I found myself always rushing to see the next thing and experience every beautiful place I was in. So to be somewhere still for 2 months allowed me to, yes, explore new land, but also to just kind of be at peace and sit on this sun deck and watch the sunrise or the sunset, and to just feel kind of at peace and a little bit less anxious, like I needed to just keep going and going. With that being said though, 2 months is a long time. So I did have the chance to explore some incredible places, and I want to show you guys some of my favorite spots on the Big Island. My favorite spots on the island is called Lapa Hoi Hoi. It is a place that was only like 5 miles from my cottage, so I found myself going there very often, maybe just to see sunset, but other times just to do field work. It has this giant, beautiful park, and with this beautiful grass area with palm trees surrounding it. And then by the water, it's really rocky and it creates these giant waves. So it's a beautiful spot to just kind of sit there and realize how powerful the earth is.
Wow.
Another one of my favorite spots is called Coley State Park. You see this stream on your left side with beautiful running water and rocks. You can kind of like rock jump and hop through the little creek bed. And then you get to the parking lot where you see a giant grassy field. And then if you keep going, there's a rope swing and a breaking wave where I did see a few people surfing, but mostly people just kind of went there just to observe nature and have some peace and quiet. One of my favorite little sections of the island is the Scenic Route near Onomea Bay. So this is a 4-mile scenic route that drives through the jungle. I actually found it by accident one day. I was coming home to see the sunset from my house, and I saw the scenic route, and it was to the right of the road, which they say is the Makai side. So you might hear locals referring to Makai or Mauka. Makai means ocean side, Mauka means mountainside. So it's on the Makai side of the road. And so I thought, oh, perfect. I'll see the sunset from this scenic route. It'll be a perfect spot to see the sunset. Well, it turns out I was incorrect. There is no view of the sunset. It's actually this little road that's fully encompassed by beautiful, luscious trees. And at this point, I had the windows down, and I'm so happy I did because it's nothing but sounds of running water, lots of little streams running into waterfalls, and there's even a botanical garden exactly where Donkey Trail meets the Onomea Bay Trail. Another gorgeous section of this island is actually right by the Hilo airport. You can land and in 5 minutes be on a beautiful beach swimming with turtles. So my favorite spot that I was going back to swim on the Hilo side is Carl Smith Beach. Like I said, it's filled with sea turtles, and especially on weekdays when there's not as many people there, you can be sure that you're gonna see a turtle and probably even swim with it.
It's crystal clear water.
All right, let's see if you can see me.
It's not very deep right here, so I'm not sure if that really works. What up, dude? Hey, Mr. Turtle. I think he's saying hi to you guys. All right, about to go check out these caves. No walkway, no lights. That's why I bought a headlamp. Let's go see what this is all about. Oh, baby. So these are lava tube caves. And I'm guessing that's why they're kind of red. All right, so that's the entrance. And that is the depth of the cave. But check out this little tunnel down here under where you walk in. This must be where the lava flowed through. Pretty creepy. It looks like hair, like brunette hair coming from the ceiling. I just noticed some gold flakes on the ceiling. That's crazy. They're nowhere else, just over here.
Hands down, my favorite spot on the entire island was Pololu Valley. This is a series of valleys, I believe it's 7 of them, starting from Waipeo all the way to Pololu. So Pololu is on the farthest north tip. You're gonna see a spot called Hawai'i, H-A-W-I, but they pronounce it as Hawai'i.
So far the trail's been pretty rocky and very steep downhill, but it's only a mile long, so it shouldn't be too bad. But this is kind of the terrain of the trail. Ooh, and I see a lake up ahead. Okay, I just took my last step down the steep incline and am to the valley floor. Wow. We got the lake on the right with the valley overlook and the beach to the left. Which way do we go? I think I'm gonna start with the valley. It's actually extremely windy down here. I don't know if you can tell by the water moving, but the breeze coming in off those waves and bringing this water into the lake is very strong. I'm gonna go check out the beach now. I'm excited to see my first black sand beach.
And then as you walk farther, you'll see these luscious green hills. These green hills are covered in beautiful trees that are towering above you. People hung so many different rope swings from it. So you'll see people running down the hill, jumping on the rope swing and just swinging out over the valley. And the way that the light comes in is just mesmerizing. I had so many incredible moments there. It is hands down the spot. If you're going to the Big Island, you only have a few days, make sure you make that happen. So I've shown you most of the Hilo side, the eastern and northern side of the island. This, as you could see, was mostly green, luscious, rainforesty, and the beaches are more rocky and you're not really swimming. You can watch a lot of the waves come in, but you're not really doing a lot of swimming on that side. So now let's show you the Kona side, where it's a lot more people and a lot more resorts and restaurants and stuff like that. But the reason why is because this side has more of the tours and the sandy beaches that you want to swim in. So let's go check out this side and show you some of my favorite spots over there. Beach 69, this is where I spent a lot of time if I was on the Kona side. I love the trees that cover this beach. You can just put your hammock up and get some shade and sun. And so that way you're not just burning up the whole day. I could spend hours there journaling, reading, listen to some audiobooks, and then jump in the water as I feel needed. A sweet spot on the Kona side is called Queen's Bath. So it's this beautiful rocky shoreline that has lots of tide pools that I spent hours at just looking at all the anemones and little creatures in the water. But if you go slightly off the shore on the right, you can see what's called Queen's Bath. Let me just show you what it is because it's hard to really describe. Good thing my dad taught me how to swim pretty well. Now it's shallow enough for me to touch. Crystal clear. And the sun rays are just beaming down in here. Probably one of the most famous places on the island is Green Sand Beach. This is on the far south point of the island, and apparently it is one of 4 green sand beaches in the world. It's crazy. So you park and you have about a 3-mile hike to get to the Green Sand Beach. The first time I went, I actually didn't know how long the hike was, and I had that thought three different times. It was just deserty, really brown and barren, and then you would all of a sudden get to this point where the sand would go from brown to a green. Getting there and seeing the green sand beach, it was even more beautiful than I could have imagined. The hike just set you up for amazement because it was so different on the hike to when you get there. Just the colors completely change, and this was the bluest water that I saw on the island. I know you're thinking, I'm on Paige Pierce's channel and there's not been any mention of disc golf yet. What is going on? I definitely did disc golf, but that was mostly in my last video on Hawaii. So if you want more disc golf content, click on this last video. But you don't have to click off of this video just to go see that. I'll show you a few clips of my favorite parts of the disc golf courses on this island. This was another reason that I went to Hawaii where I didn't know anybody. I didn't want to talk about disc golf. It's something that has kind of controlled my life in every single conversation I've had over the last 2 decades almost, have been somehow revolving around disc golf. So for the first couple weeks I was on the island, I purposely didn't meet any disc golfers because I didn't want to have those conversations. But at a certain point, I missed that community and I reached out to the disc golf community and said, when's the leagues? I want to make it to the leagues and meet you guys, see what the disc golf scene is like here. And I'm so glad I did so because I met so many incredible people that are now my disc golf ohana, which means family in Hawaiian. So these people definitely have become my ohana. They saw my last video while I was still there. And I talked about hole 5 specifically, where we have league every Friday and we put down dollars as a CTP bet. And I mentioned that it was my favorite hole because I kept taking their money and I was kind of just talking crap. So they saw that video and they wanted some redemption. So this is a funny clip at them trying to give me a little crap back.
Dred, you in on this dollar or what?
Paige, smack, bro. Let's go.
I got a 3.
Let's go.
I got 3.
I'm in there.
You gotta be in it to win, baby.
Don't let COVID money get in there. 3, Rob. I pay 3. Dean. Jim. 3. Chris. 6. Nate. 3.
A big reason these people felt like family to me was because it wasn't just about disc golf when we were talking. We did so many things outside of the disc golf course. One time we got together on a weekend and went out to a park and played this game called Aerosport. A company from Colorado actually invented this game and reached out to me. And basically it's a disc-based game. It has the object that you're throwing is in the shape of a disc, but it's like a bean bag. And the target is a pole that has 5 rockets on it. And you have to hit them directly or they don't fall off. If you just kind of barely hit the pole, it won't just knock the rocket off. So it's a really good hand-eye coordination game that keeps you really active. There's a circle around it and the defense can go 1 step inside the circle, but the offense has to be outside the circle. So it's fun and keeps you on your toes. You're always moving around the circle. There's no specific side, so you're always moving around. Some other things that we did together that weren't disc golf related were a luau. We had a luau, my first Hawaiian luau at my friend Dred's house. He is a friend that's near and dear to my heart. And yeah, we went over to his house and he cooked up a big feast of all kinds of Hawaiian food. And also he let us pick avocado straight from his tree. And we use this big long pole that you kind of can get them all the way down from the top of the tree. Thank you so much, Dred, for not only your friendship, but your plentiful avocados and all of the laughs that we shared. Another friend that I made there, his name is Howard, or H-Man as he goes by. This was probably the person that I hung out with the most. He lived closest to me and we would always just meet and go play catch at Lapahoihoi, or he would take me on little adventures showing me the Red Road or some of his favorite spots on the island. Howard and his friends are actually who I spent Christmas with also. They invited me over to their property where they have their own waterfall as well. So we went and checked that out. And then we had dinner on this beautiful second story deck that we overlooked the ocean with a beautiful sunset. And they even taught me how to play backgammon. So when you think of Hawaii, you definitely think of volcanoes, right? When I was there and I felt a few earthquakes, one of them actually woke me up out of a sleep. It was about 11 p.m. and I started feeling shaking. And then I got a text from H-Man saying, the volcano just erupted. Do you want to go check it out? I'm like thinking, what do you mean it's erupting? Let's go look at it. The last eruption they had was in 2018. Kilauea is the most active volcano on the island. Basically, it created this whole lava flow that took out Lalani Estates and a big part of the island on the Kona Side. I actually went there with Howard. He showed me the end of the road where you can go to the end of the road and see where the lava came through and took out the road. So now there are other routes to get around it, but you can still go there and see the fizzers steaming. So the fizzers is the tall point in the lava rock that the steam's still coming out. So if you go to the Volcano National Park at night, it actually doesn't cost money. And this was an incredible time to do so because you could see the red lava glow in the air. After a month of being in Hawaii by myself, Alyssa decided she wanted to come on out. And this was so exciting for me because it was kind of a mixture of me playing tour guide and showing her all the spots that I had found and loved. And to show her around without a GPS was so cool. It just felt like I was a local, even though I was still just a visitor. So it made me feel more connected to the island to show someone around and to see their excitement. And then also we still went to a lot of spots that I hadn't been yet and discovered a bunch of new places together. One of the things that we did together was a manta ray night snorkel.
There's one right here.
All right, so I am on a boat right now. I know it's dark, but that is because that's the point. We are on a night manta ray snorkel. The light boards attract the plankton and then the manta rays swim up underneath it. So we're about to go float on that light board. And we already saw one manta ray when we got here, so excited to see what we can capture with the GoPro.
Down in there easy. We want to be nice and gentle in the water.
Like I said, Pololu Valley was my hands down favorite spot. So of course, when Alyssa got there, I had to take her there and show her what it was like. So we packed up a bag and a tent and we went.
Look at this camping spot in Pololu Valley. Got the tent set up facing the ocean. A little hammock here. Sounds of waves all night long. And we left the top off so we could look at the stars through the trees. Epic, epic camping spot. And look at this valley. There's our little fire pit. And it's just these beautiful rolling hills with like lush green vegetation. Very, very beautiful. Look at this view waking up to no roof on the tent and slept with the door open so I could see the waves and hear them.
Could you see him in the dark?
No, but I could when we woke up. Breakfast views.
Are you kidding me? Like, in that perfect little, oh my lord.
Lighting up the whole valley with a cute little bench you can watch it from.
There is a state park called Isaac Hale State Park, and this is a place that has thermal pools. So I know it's warm there all year, but sometimes when it's rainy, it gets a little cold. And so this was the perfect time to go dip in a thermal pool. And that's exactly what we did on the short time that Tina was with us. We are walking through the jungle in Hawaii to get to this grotto that has warm thermal water, a thermal pool, heated.
Unbelievable. It is a natural hot tub from the volcano. Tina and I just got coconuts, and they come with a free star fruit. And you're allowed to pick your own, so of course we opted for that.
Oh my god, this one's huge. But it's like past due.
Tina's committing.
I'm taking it anyways. You see this one?
Show them.
Got star fruit.
Oh, that is a huge
But look at this one. You see it? It's like
Yeah.
twice as big as this.
one. Whoa. All right.
Hell yeah.
And just like that, our time on the island was coming to a close. We had one more day, and it was finally a sunny day. There was a few days of rain, and now it was finally sunny. And actually on the top of the mountain, when it rains, it actually snows up there because it's at 14,000 feet. So we finally got a good view of Mauna Kea with snow on top, and we were still warm down below at Curlsmith Beach. We got to swim with turtles, have a beautiful feast, play can jam, putt, and we even set up a basket and played some safari holes to it. So this is our going away party and our last day on the island.
Yes!
That's my fault. That's my fault. That's a good shot. yeah.
11 or 7.
No, 11-9. 11-9. 11-9.
Oh.
The last sunset on the island before I leave, and Mauna Kea finally came out. 14,000 foot volcano. Pretty crazy. Mauna Kea. And we're playing a little disc golf. Alyssa, you gonna throw one?
Can't see if you didn't. 10 carat shells. That's it.
Well, we accumulated quite a bit of stuff, didn't we, Alyssa?
Yeah, we did. We were gonna put the ukulele.
And we're packing up, and it's a beautiful sunny day.
So there you have it. That was my 2 months I spent in Hawaii this off season. I hope that you enjoyed getting a little behind the scenes look of what my year looks like when I'm not competing in tournaments. So if you guys would help me out here and help my channel grow, you guys can be a part of that growth. I know 66% of you who watch these videos do not subscribe, so it only takes a quick second. Make sure you hit that button and hit the bell for alerts so you're notified when the next video goes up. And thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you to my Patreons, and I'll see all of you guys on the next video.